What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky third-party knockoff review, I have a Grimlock. See? Grimlock, or Grmlock, technically speaking. And it is a kind of a knockoff of a third-party thing. And it is from Mech Fans Toys, right there, Mech Fans Toys. Oh, it is Mech Fans Toys. Huh. I actually said that correctly. Either way. And it is an upscaled version of the DX9 Rager, which is one of my favorite things. So this is a more like a deluxe size, whereas Rager is mini-me, little legendary size. And you go, whatever that says. I don't know. And it's number 25. A nice image here of Rager, or Grmlock. Grmlock. You've got warnings down here. Hey, look, little dude with the toilet. That's pretty cool. Can't read that. It's just don't stick Grimlocks in people's faces because it'll hurt. Come over here, you got a cool looking T-Rex. Excellent. And you've got advanced MF25. Cool. And you got Grmlock. And that's actually interesting. That's a nice thing. Whatever. Cool. Come over to this side and you have a nice animated drawing version of the Dinobots. God knows what comic that's probably from. But you've got Swoop over here actually in red. That's interesting. And come to the back. Hard to figure out which side's the back anymore. And you got him here in Dino mode. You've got a little kind of a comic book adaptation there. And he comes with a fishbowl looking thingy. And hey, it's all a thing. All rights reserved. Right. That's also why it's reserved. Well, at least they didn't rip off the packaging. But actually, I need to go ahead and pull stuff out of this box. So let's go ahead and get it open. I did pick this up at TF Source, which I thought was a little weird, but they actually sold it. But hey, there's other places you can buy knockoff stuff if you need to. So here is your instructions, which I don't need because, well, I've dealt with this before. You also get a little metallic fish for that one scene in that one episode. You get a cool silver version of his sword. Nice, very nice spray paint job there. Looks pretty good. Nice reflective, nearly chromy. Cool. Set all that aside. Technically, you get his gun as well, just an upscaled version of the DX9 version. And there's more. If we can get it open. I think there's still tape attached on one edge. Maybe I'm wrong. You can see that the little shell here is a little worse for wear. It's seriously stuck. It's like there's a plastic weld down here, or a staple or something. Yeah, it's right here. Finally. Whew. Yeah, that was definitely like a staple or a tab or something there. So we have the clear plastic red sword. We have some spare arms. Let's go ahead and chuck all this crap. Don't need that anymore. Well, at least not until I move. You actually get some spare arms. Now you'd think, why do you get new arms? Articulation is why. It's Joey. Now you're asking. You actually get articulated arms. I'll have to consider using these. I gotta look at the best way to do them. And everything is painted, which is crazy. You get the super smart helmet of that one episode, which is pretty cool. That'll be useful in Dino mode. Though, once again, everything's painted, so I'm not sure if I'm really going to use this. I will say that's a little bit very much rough. You've even got some paint coming off in that. And you got the gold painted helmet. Gold painted crown for him, Grmlock King. So let's go ahead and move on to Grmlock himself, who is done up, well, just like the DX9 version, except that the yellow is now gold. but you've got all the same details. He's silver painted everywhere. You got gold painted toesies on all sides. It looks pretty good. You got the chest there. Red stripies here. Blue painted eyes. Looks good. And of course the backside down here. That's pretty neat. And he does articulate his head like he should. He does still have only the 2 teeth up front, but you can open his mouth, and he's got little flamethrower cannon thingy in there with the same tab with no flame effect. Still wondering why they never gave us that. Now his arms here do articulate, although you can see already it's scratching up paint there, presumably because these are just ball joints. You can just yoink them out, and like I said, you can, these are permanently in that shape. I want the articulated arms, because now you can have a little bit more fun with him. Rawr. I like it. I like it already. Oh, that's going to be a problem. That popped out really easy. I kind of wish his wrist would articulate a little bit, but I guess it is what it is. But, rawr, Grimlock. Can't turn his head, but that's, one thing. Now, he does come in robot mode in the packaging, but I already transformed him into dino mode, and I am very, very much minimizing how many times I transform this guy. This paint is scratchable. It's not the best paint job in the world, but it's a pretty good one. So, yeah. But, for comparisons, and of course we cannot get away from comparing him to the DX9 version. As you can see, he's significantly taller and beefier, and of course now he has articulated hands. Sorry, I'm really liking that. Though the ball joint is super loose in comparison. I do wish that he had a little bit of hinge there, but I'm okay with it. We'll see what happens. Oof, gotta be careful. But you can see in every direction he's exactly the same, so they probably 3D scanned it, upscaled it by 20%, something like that. So got him up to an easily deluxe level. Now, I would pull out the Power of the Primes Grimlock, but I hate it, so I'm not going to. So the best comparison here is straight up with the DX9. Like I said, it's just a good knockoff. And I'm going to let you guys know now. This is the big surprise of this review. This thing was $25 on TF Source. $25. Rager is $35. This thing is bigger, comes with more accessories, has just as good a paint, if not better, because there's a lot of bare plastic on this guy, and he's $10 cheaper. So there's all of that. Although, of course, we're dealing with the paint scratching already. And yes, this guy does have the G1 toy stickers, for the most part, on him. If they have a sticker sheet for this guy eventually, I'll probably get it, though. This one is going to be my G1 cartoon representation. This one's going to be more of the toy representation. That's why I've got the repro labels already on this guy. But let's go ahead and get him out of here. We'll bring in Wally for another quick comparison right there. And then, just to show you how big he really is, there's our big boy, Ultra Magnus from Magic Square. So, very big Dinobot. And for one more quick comparison before we go into transformation, there he is with little Bumblebee. And I think this is actually a very good size comparison to that first episode whenever the Dinobots first came out. And you had Bumblebee driving between their legs. So I think that's actually a very nice size comparison. And you do have the Super Genius helmet, but I'm not going to force it onto his head. Just imagine that it can, because I'm not scratching up the paint, but there we go. Super smart dinosaur. Alright. Transformation is the same as the DX9. So, I'm going to come up here, want to unclip the dino head, and then just kind of push it back out of the way. And then you want to split. Ugh, that's going to be impossible. Okay, Spudger is not in the room. So just need to get in here to split the chest open. And mind you, this guy came in bot mode, so he's only been in dyno mode for a little while. Oh, there we go. Jeez. Gotta worry about that. I'm pretty sure he was painted with that closed. So, there you go. You got your split open, like, swan dinosaur mode here. And you want to come down here, unpeg the chest section from the feet section. Come back here and split everybody along the tail. Super simple. And you want to rotate just this. There we go. And it was in there. And unfold this guy. Like so. Flip out the legs. And this is the scary part, because you have to get all of the tail section in there. Maybe it's not going to go that way. Maybe we'll have to go this way. Kind of past everybody. And nope. Scraped it right there at the end. That is the problem. This guy is painted completely, but it's not very durable paint-wise. Do the same thing with this leg. Actually, go ahead and rotate at the thigh just to get it out of the way. And believe me, this is part of the stressful bit of the regular Rager as well. Put that up and out the way. Rotate this down and just flip that bit of the tail forward if you can. It's super tight because of the paint. Alright, legs done. And flip that back up. Rotate this guy around. Rotate your arms downward. Slide out that hand. Rotate it here. Turn this way. Rotate it back there. And they do have a nice part that sticks out to remove the hands, which is always a difficult part of Grimlock's transformation, or Grmlock. Fold the dino head back. And then... oh, I know I was forgetting something. Straighten this part out. Bring it up. And then you want to flip it forward on this other hinge. Oh, there went the arm again. Figured that might happen. Flip up this piece and flip out the bot mode head. Rotate it around. And this is where you scrape up things. Maybe it'll be okay. Close this. I will say, this thing definitely reminds me of some of my old school paint jobs on cars. When I was still building model cars, the heavy gold flake part really does remind me of at least one paint job I did back in the day. And there we go. There is Grmlock in bot mode. And looking, well, exactly like a G1 Dinobot. It's actually very good. His knees are a little bit loose there in the joint, but he also does have the ankle rocker that is super stiff, but it's there. That one let go. So the paint is gunking up a bit of the joints, but that also does stiffen him up fairly well. Now, one thing I've got to decide in the future, is this guy going to stay in bot mode, or is he going to stay in dino mode? Because I don't know. Because I do want to get the rest of the Dinobots from MechFans Toys as soon as I have the ability to do so, because they are cheaper and they all look just as good. But I like it. One thing that is different about this guy, now that you can see it, he does have a spot for an Autobot logo, but it's inside the chest. So he loses the center part right here, which is weird. So they did modify it just a little bit. But hold on, this guy's going to come back here in a second. And boom. Okay. So now we can really see a bunch of the differences and the obvious similarities where, you know, all the mold was definitely ripped off, and you can see the new differences between the G1 styling of these stickers versus what's going on with this guy. I appreciate that they did change up the chest. The one thing I need to find out is if that comes off easily enough. This one has never come off, but it's broken, so I don't understand how that happened. But at some point, you would think, because you can put an emblem there, there's got to be a way. I don't know. Let's see if I can untab it from here. Come on. Damn it. It's going to be difficult. Okay, well, he wants to stay in bot mode. But there might be a way to push it out from the inside of the chest. We'll see what happens, because I wouldn't mind giving him an Autobot or even a Dinobot faction or Lightning Coalition faction logo in there, or putting a sticker on his top of his head. But, I mean, that's a very good comparison. One thing that's crazy, how big the hands are. Look at that. That's almost like a 5mm peg. So, let's see how well he can hold his weapons. Alright, so he can hold his sword, which is more than this guy could do right out of the box, so that's good. He can also hold his silver sword, so you can have it one way or the other. Actually, I take it back. Seems like he doesn't want to hold that sword properly. No, that's actually scraping. There we go. So now he's got dual swords. Yay. Pull that out. Give him his gun, which is, like I said, pretty much a dead-on copy, but with a lot more detail because they have more size. So you've got these tubes and things like that. You've got all this part. So this is actually very, very accurate to the G1 toy, probably. This one is, well, it's missing a few things. So a lot of new molding for things. Gotta love that. And you do get his crown, which I have to remember which way it goes. I believe it's this way. Ah, dang it. Which way does it go? Okay. I'm assuming that way. So you can have King Grimlock. It looks really, really silly, especially considering it's not a good paint job. To me, I guess if... Oh, no. Maybe it goes this way. Still not a good paint job. I will say that. It is not a smooth gold color. Yeah, this is how the crown's supposed to go. But it won't go down on his head, but who cares? We don't need him to have that. We just need him to look awesome like this. And like I said, I'm torn on whether or not to keep him in bot mode, though it seems pretty easy to keep him in bot mode. Maybe this guy will go into Dino mode. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll put all my DX9ers into Dino mode, and I'll put all of these guys in bot mode, or the other way around, because it seems to work scale-wise. So let's go ahead and bring in something else to scale. There's your Magnus from Magic Square. He's pretty big in comparison, but like we showed before, you know, regular Rager is actually sizable. And we can bring in Wally for size. See, he comes up a little bit over his knee, so he's pretty good. And we can even bring in, I don't know, a deluxe. Look at that. So he's big for a deluxe. I mean, he's definitely bigger than a Hasbro new deluxe. The Voyager Grimlock would probably be a little bit bigger than him just because of Voyager, but it's an amazing size. And I'm not going to bother showing off articulation. That all got revealed as it was. But I like him. I like him a lot. And like I said, he comes with a lot more stuff than the DX9 version. And yes, it is a knockoff. They stole the design and this, that, and the other, but they have modified it and they've upscaled it. And because I bought the original already, I have no problem buying this. DX9 got their money from me, and they will continue to get money from me for all kinds of different things. So it is what it is. Now, if these guys do a version of... Actually, I need to look and see if they did. They may have done a Hulky. They may have actually done the Constructicons. If I can find that somewhere, I might grab that, because regular Hulky is very expensive. It's like $130 for all 6 Constructicons on the Legends scale size. I might buy the upscale one. That might be worth it. So, either way, if you dig this thing, if you love a good old version of Grimlock, go ahead and give me a big old thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button down there if you're new to the channel, if you're doing this thing. And yes, I've been doing a whole lot of Transformers reviews. I'm trying to get a whole lot of stuff caught up. And this is all the newest stuff I picked up for Christmas. So, it is what it is. And of course, guys, if you want to join Patreon, you can do that. You can get a Shoky shirt, help support the channel in multiple different ways, because it'd be great to get a lot more support from you guys. And also, patrons have a few perks. Just a few. But I'll catch you guys on the next review. And remember, as always, he Grmlock King.